After the death of Joshua, the generation that had witnessed the mighty works of Yahweh began to fade, and a new generation arose in the land of Canaan. This was a generation that had not personally seen the miracles in Egypt, the parting of the Red Sea, or the long wilderness provision. Though they had heard of these things, they slowly loosened their hold on the covenant taught to them. Joshua had warned Israel to remain faithful to Yahweh and to drive out the remaining nations of the land, lest they be influenced by their ways. But after his death, the tribes of Israel failed to fully obey. Instead of complete separation, they allowed the Canaanites to remain among them. What began as tolerance soon became entanglement. Israel did not drive them out. Instead, they made agreements with them, lived alongside them, and eventually intermarried with them, giving their daughters to the Canaanites and taking Canaanite daughters for their sons. In doing so, they blurred the boundaries of holiness that God had set for them. The book of Judges describes a repeating and tragic pattern. Israel did what was evil in the eyes of Yahweh. They forgot the Lord who brought their forefathers out of Egypt, who sustained them in the wilderness, and who gave them the promised land. Instead of exclusive devotion to Yahweh, they turned to the gods of the land. They prostituted themselves spiritually, abandoning covenant faithfulness for idolatry. Among the most prominent deities they adopted were Baal and Ashtoreth. Baal was a Canaanite storm and fertility god. He was believed to control rain, harvests, and agricultural success. Worship of Baal often involved rituals at high places, altars, sacred poles, and ceremonies meant to provoke fertility in land, animals, and people. In some contexts, his worship was tied to moral corruption, and ritual sexual practices supposedly meant to activate divine blessing. Ashtoreth was a goddess associated with fertility, love, and war. She symbolized fertility and sexual power, and her worship often involved ritual prostitution and sacred objects such as wooden poles or carved images placed in high places and groves. To Israel, these gods represented productivity, prosperity, and security in a land where agriculture was life. But in turning to them, Israel was rejecting the unseen yet faithful hand of Yahweh for visible but powerless idols. Scripture explains that Yahweh had not completely driven out the nations for a reason. He allowed them to remain in the land as a test for Israel, to reveal whether they would remain faithful or turn aside. These nations became both a consequence and a test, a consequence of incomplete obedience and a test of covenant loyalty. But instead of resisting influence, Israel was drawn in. The very nations meant to test them became the means of their downfall. Because of Israel's unfaithfulness, Yahweh's protection was withdrawn, and they were handed over to oppression. The king of Mesopotamia, Cushan-Rishathaim, rose against them and ruled over Israel harshly for 8 years. Israel suffered under foreign domination, experiencing the weight of their spiritual rebellion in real political and social oppression. In their distress, Israel cried out to Yahweh, and he raised a deliverer, Othniel, the son of Kenaz, a relative of Caleb and the husband of Caleb's daughter, Aksa. Empowered by the Spirit of Yahweh, Othniel rose against Cushan-Rishathaim and defeated him. Through him, God delivered Israel from oppression and restored peace to the land. After the victory, Othniel judged Israel, guiding them in righteousness and order. The land experienced rest for 40 years under his leadership until his death.
Did you enjoy the story? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. This motivates us to create more Bible-inspired stories to share with you. God bless you.